Call this meeting in Redford Township Board of Trustees order. Please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing as I deliver the invocation. Almighty God, we acknowledge that you will hold us to account for the way we legislate and administer the affairs of our township and its fine people. We pray for your guidance as we do so. We pray that you would find us protecting the rights of all at all times, that our community and this nation will fulfill all of your purposes. Amen. Amen. Please remain standing. I have some sad news to share with you today. We lost another Redford Township hero yesterday morning. John Sweck passed away. He was a retired veteran, served on the Township Veterans Court and the Police and Fire Civil Service Commission, just to name a few of the areas that he was involved with in Redford Township. So please keep the Sweck family in your prayers. Thank you. Clerk Sanders, roll call, please.
Clerk Sanders here. Trustee Jackson?
Here.
Treasurer Kavanaugh? Here. Trustee Taylor? Here. Trustee King?
Here.
Trustee Reese?
Here.
Supervisor McCray?
Here. Quorum is present. Next, the approval of the agenda is presented.
To the chair.
Trustee Taylor.
I move that we approve the agenda.
Support. Supported by Trustee Reese. Any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, we have citizen comments, and I have one, Carl Ray.
Yes.
Please come up to the mic and give us your name and the address and tell us what you got going on.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Name is Carl Ray, address 9197 Arnold. Try to make this quick as possible. I've been serving my community for the past 9 years. First 7 years was Little League Baseball, which was great. Earned a lot of kids, a lot of parents, all those things. So I moved further to high school, and I'm coaching Thurston High School. And my problem I have is that, first of all, Thurston's been open over 50 plus years. We just getting a dugout started, which is insane. We just getting a dugout, which the school had to build. No one on the outside built it, okay? We are lacking in everything. When I send my kids out there to perform, we had no home games this year, okay? We had to go on the road every single game. Every field we went to was twice as better, 3 times, 5 times better as Thurston Field. I cannot help these kids grow and be better and prosper without our equipments, everything. We're lacking in everything, okay? We need the funding. We need baseball cages. We need machines. We need the field to be updated. We need a lot of things. It's hard to go get people to say, hey, we'll donate when the field looks like that. It's hard to get people to do that. It's hard to compete. And to be honest, we should be ashamed of ourselves because every school we play is Wayne County. I just rolled past Detroit School. Their field looked better than ours. In the middle of Detroit, I'm talking about terrible neighborhoods, and their baseball field looked better than ours. We should be ashamed of ourselves. These kids didn't even have a homecoming this year. Seniors. They walked out of that school without a homecoming because we're not doing nothing for these kids that's busting their butt. And these parents are leaving Redford. They're leaving because we are not offering them enough to stay. They're going to Renaissance, they're going to Cass. All those schools, fields is better than ours. We have played Garden City, the city that's smaller than Redford. Their diamond is immaculate. These kids feel like they're beat before they even play because of what we have to go against, okay? We're playing other schools, their field is carpet out, dugouts, everything. We don't even have a dugout yet. We still might not even have a home game next year because the dugouts are not finished because the school is building it, the kids. So they're learning on a day-by-day basis. That was not helping the baseball team. So what I'm asking is we need help. These kids need help. They need to be able to compete okay? Compete. Just because we're showing up and having fun, no one has fun when you lose. So that saying, go out there and have fun, is only when you win. Every kid loses not having fun. So what I'm saying is, all I want us to do is compete as a city. Not as just a baseball team, I'm talking about as a city. Compete with every other city around us, because they're kicking our butt. And I'm just being honest. They're baseball. I don't know what we are. I want us to be baseball. I hope you guys help us to be a baseball city, but every surrounding city around us is smacking upside the head because they're all into their sports.
Okay.
Okay,
Mr. Ray?
I apologize.
No, you don't have to apologize. I know you're passionate, but 3 minutes are up. Thank you for coming out and telling about it.
No problem.
Thank you.
That's it?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
You too. Okay, next we'll go to the department update. Director Mancini.
Good evening, Honorable Board. I'm here to present the department report for the Community and Economic Development Department. I've provided you each with a lengthy report. I know it's lengthy, but you can review that. I've also included in the email a copy of our caper. I know we have a full agenda tonight, so I will try to keep my remarks brief. However, I would like to begin by talking about my staff for a minute. We are one of the smaller departments in the township, but they do remarkable work to support the department's effort. Everyone knows my admin assistant, Jen McNeff. We also have Ryan Stankus, the Community Improvement Administrator. Over at Minnock Meadows, Tim Young serves as our senior housing manager. This year, we were able to fill a vacancy and added another full-time employee to the Minnock Meadows staff. Philip Thorpe was hired in late February, as the maintenance supervisor. He's doing a great job, and he's been a perfect addition to the team. We also utilize the services of 2 contractual employees, project manager George Rosa and Minnock Meadows maintenance personnel Rick Ritz. Additionally, we employ 3 seasonal DDA employees, Deirdre Hope, Cassandra Borg, and our new hire, Christina Pruitt. They are the Market at the Marquee Rentals, and to maintain the DDA flowers and grounds. These dedicated employees are always willing to lend a helping hand in this community and are eager to step up whenever called upon, regardless of their job description. I want to thank them all for their work that they do and let them know how much I appreciate them. The Community and Economic Development Department, with the exception of Minnock Meadows and the economic development activities, are grant funded. We utilize funding through HUD's Community Development Block Grant to provide needed services to lower income individuals. We perform this work through various program activities. The department finalized our 2026-2030 5-year consolidated plan and 1-year annual action plan with board approval at the April 28th meeting and have submitted the plan to HUD for their approval. The HUD entitlement allocation for program year 26-27 is approximately $865,000. The complete budget was presented to you in April and is also included in your packet. We are currently working on the environmental review for program year 26-27 and will proceed to public comment when complete. Upon completion of that process, we will submit to HUD for their statutory objection period prior to our receipt for the authority to use grant funds. I have included a copy of the CAPER, as previously mentioned, with the department report. The CAPER is the Consolidated Annual Performance and Evaluation Report that details the department's accomplishments for the year. The report is an annual requirement by HUD, subject to a 15-day comment period that began on the 8th and ended today. We are also required to have a public hearing on the document, which was held yesterday with the CDBG Advisory Committee. The document is due to be submitted to HUD no later than June 29th. We will meet that deadline by submitting the report this week. Under the CDBG program, we focus a lot of our efforts on improving our neighborhoods through blight elimination, housing repairs and renovation, along with homeownership programs. Our SNAP program has been very successful in this effort over the years. The program began under HUD's NSP program to help communities recover from the housing crisis. We now continue the program with the use of CDBG funds. Through this program, we fully renovate blighted properties and sell those properties to low and moderate income home buyers. We provide these buyers with the opportunity to realize the dream of homeownership and provide them with down payment assistance to help realize that dream. The program has provided many benefits to the community by removing blighted homes through renovation, encouraging home ownership by providing financial assistance, and increasing property values for neighboring homes. During program year 25-26, we sold and fully renovated 2 homes. Wakenton closed in February, and MacArthur closed in March. Through the block grant program, we also run the housing rehabilitation program that has been operating for many years. This program provides funding for home improvement projects through grants or low-interest loans to our low to moderate income homeowners. This past program year, we completed 9 housing rehab projects and are already working on 8 additional projects for the 26-27 year. As you know, I just came before you earlier this month to complete our final substantial amendment to the 2019 Annual Action Plan pertaining to our remaining federal CDBG CV funds that were provided to prevent, prepare for, and respond to the COVID-19 pandemic. As part of that amendment, we reprogrammed approximately $322,000 of the remaining funds to help supplement operational costs for the Dial-A-Ride program. These funds are intended to help offset the additional costs incurred due to changes made as a result of COVID responses and additional steps taken in preparation to prevent another such outbreak. The Community Development Department also assisted with the administration of the $2 million CPF grant the township received from Congresswoman Tlaib's office for assistance with the construction of the new Rec and Wellness Center. We have completed the required drawdowns of the grant and are currently completing the reporting requirements associated with the grant prior to grant closeout. Over at Minnock Meadows Senior Housing Complex, we are operating at a 96% occupancy rate. We have made many significant changes to the property this year geared toward improved safety and enjoyment. Immediately after hiring Philip, we threw a huge task at him and Rick. Together, they painted all the common areas in the building. All lobbies, hallways, and the community room were given fresh new colors. They added chair rail to the lobbies and 2-tone paint. Additionally, all the areas received new carpet, and all 3 lobbies have new furniture. We wanted to make the property feel more like a home and less like a medical facility, for lack of a better term. I think we accomplished that. For safety, we removed the outdated medical emergency system that required the resident to be directly at the pull cord location with personal medical alert devices that they wear and have access to throughout their entire apartment. The monitoring of these devices is covered in the monthly rent. This year, under the Economic Development Department, we completed an update to the DDA and TIF plan prior to the previous plan's expiration. Within the DDA, we have been focused on implementing a year-long pole banner program. We have decorative banners to display throughout the entire year and have implemented 3 special programs for community members. I'm especially proud of our Hometown Hero banners. For those not familiar with the program, we sell banners to hang during the month of June to celebrate the graduating seniors. In November, in honor of the Veterans Day, we display Redford residents who served in the military. We also have a sponsorship program for the veteran banners for residents or businesses who wish to pay the fee on behalf of one of the honored veterans and their families. In May, we pay honor to those heroes who paid the ultimate sacrifice in defense of our nation for Memorial Day. For the Memorial Day banners, there is no fee to be paid by the family, and we will display them for multiple years. The fee for those banners is covered by the DDA. We use any profit made from the other 2 programs and by funds authorized out of the DDA budget by the DDA board. This is done as a small token of gratitude and to honor the service and sacrifice. These programs have been great opportunities for the community to recognize their neighbors and promote community pride. We have had lots of positive feedback. With the help of Jennifer Miracle Best, there is now a web page on the township website that allows residents to request banners year-round for both Veteran and Memorial Day banners until all spots are full. The graduating senior banners applications don't open until January 5th. The Market at the Marquee opened last week and will run until October 11th. It is open 10 to 3 p.m. every Sunday. This year, we are excited to host a special 250th anniversary celebration at the market on July 5th. We hope you will all join us for the event that will feature a free ice cream truck from 12 to 2. We will have giveaway items for the kids and even one for the adults. Please join us to celebrate 250 years of American independence. We have completed an interactive list of businesses located in the DDA with contact information and links to businesses' websites and location maps. The list is available on the township website's DDA page. Now that this list is complete, we plan to create the same list for all township businesses. It is my hope to create a township-wide database of businesses with contact information, website info, and background information for each business, like number of employees and types of products or services offered. My hope is that it can help promote local commerce and help improve communication methods between the local businesses and township. I would also like to create a list that can be linked to the township website for properties available for sale or lease. These are big ideas that will take a lot of time and effort to develop. We do have a new employee in the budget for this year, and I'm currently working with Riemann to begin the process towards filling that position soon. That will for sure help towards creating these databases. In your packets, I have included some additional information for your review, including completed projects and future projects. As always, I would like to close by stating that I'm very proud of the work we do in the Community Development Office. Bradford Township is just not the place I work, it is my hometown, the community I was raised in and raised my family in. I am so blessed to have been placed in this role. It is an honor and privilege to help serve and improve this community through my role as Director of Community and Economic Development. I thank you all for the opportunity you have given to me to serve this great community. So thank you, and if you have any questions.
Yeah, Michelle, I think it's important. How many employees do you have in your department?
In this department?
Yes.
So in Community Development Office, we have 3, me, Jen, and Ryan. In MINOC, we have 2 full-time, and then we have the 1 contractual.
So 5 and yourself?
5 full-time in our
Yeah,
department.
okay, well, I just think it's real important that this packet that we have here is amazing, that 5 people plus the director can make all these things happen to make our community better. Your group is astounding. We appreciate them all and the hard work, because this is visuals for the township. They can see how things are getting better. So I thank you for the work you guys do. This is a great display of greatness in our township. I mean, it's without words.
Thank you.
Questions from the board?
To the chair,
Trustee Jackson.
what's the title of the new position that you want to fill this year?
So it would also be Community Improvement Administrator, but it would be geared half towards the HUD department and half towards economic development.
Thank you.
Through the chair,
Trustee Reed.
a couple questions, Michelle. I'm just curious, obviously we have a lot of different events and things going on, and then you've got the caper to put together. When we do those public hearings, how many comments do you receive? How many people come to the events? Is there engagement on those things?
So typically in our community and others, there's really not a lot of public comments. We do our CDBG advisory board. We have several residents that are members of that board. Obviously, they're there and they make comments.
Yeah.
It is advertised in the newspaper, on our websites, on the board here at Town Hall, as well as our building. When we do public comment period for the environmental review process, that's actually posted right on HUD's website.
Okay.
And so there are, specifically environmental groups, but there are people throughout the country that monitor that, and when they see something, as soon as it posts, they'll check it out. We have not received a lot of comments in any of these public hearings or usually public comment period. It's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
It means, maybe we're doing things all right. It also, again, it's also very common in our neighboring communities.
Of course. Yeah, I think part of the challenge for any resident is how massive these packages are. I know it's all federally required, but it's like, whoo, it's a lot of content, and that's a good thing, but it's also can be kind of, you just don't know what's important or what to pick through. And then sort of in that same vein, with different events that we put on, or like Market the Marquee, maybe you said this with that new role we're looking to hire, do we collect like attendance statistics? Do we kind of know where the hot spots are, like where there's a lot of interest, where there isn't, what draws people?
So as it relates to Market at the Marquee, we don't really have like accurate accounting. Like I could probably have Deirdre estimate, each each market, how many people show up.
Yeah.
Obviously, we have track of how many vendors are at the individual markets. Obviously, she's usually pretty busy.
Yeah.
So we're really hoping this July 5th event gets a lot of people out there that maybe aren't familiar with the market and will come see it. I know this last week when it opened, there was a lot of good comments on Facebook. I guess there was our bread. We had a bread vendor and people were raving about their stuff. So they'll be there Sunday. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah, and I asked that not to be antagonistic, but
No, I
I'm
know.
curious where, you guys are doing so many things that if it's like, this thing over here is actually not getting, I'm not, just as an example.
I understand.
Market and Marquee over the last 5 years, we've seen a decline of 20%. Do we change something? Those are kind of the things I'm interested in, because I do think, obviously, the social media age is still upon us, and just the way people interact in public has changed. So, great report, just
Agreed.
curious. Thank you.
Thanks.
Other questions from the board? Hearing none? Thank you very much, Director
Thank you.
Mancini.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Have a good night.
We'll move on to the consent agenda. Treasurer Kavanaugh.
Thank you, Supervisor McCray. I move to approve the consent agenda items as follows. The minutes for the regular meeting held on June 9th of 2026. The warrant list of bills as of June 17th of 2026 in the amount of $3,510,741.25. Advertisement for bids, RFQ, SNAP 2 program developers, acquisition, redevelopment, and resale TY 2026 through 2027, beginning June 24th of 2026 through July 2nd of 2026.
Support.
Been moved and supported. Any questions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next, we'll move on to new business, number 1. Mr. Clark.
Mr. Supervisor, members of the board, good evening. I am here to present and pleased to do so a tentative agreement for a new collective bargaining agreement between the township and the IF local bargaining unit. I want to give a shout out and acknowledge Director Bonerick, who is always instrumental in this process. It involves a lot of language issues, a lot of numbers, and so he's just an invaluable partner as he and I head off this process. This is the process of negotiation was very cooperative with the fire union. They're great guys to work with, and we are pleased to reach an agreement, I think, fairly quickly with some fairly complicated issues. Without getting into the details, this agreement provides important benefits and compensation to retain and recruit important fire personnel while at the same time ensuring and improving fire department efficiencies. And that's really the most important thing that both sides can get out of this deal. So I would recommend approval of this CBA through a board resolution and vote. I'm happy to answer any questions.
I would say we had a study session about this earlier, so that the board was brought up to date where we're at with all of it. So.
Great.
Questions from the board?
To the chair.
Trustee Taylor.
I just wanted to also make a comment and thank Adam. I think this is probably one of the most successful and cooperative and best processes that I've seen in the 14 years that I've been here doing this. So I thank you for that and getting us over the hump cooperatively, where everybody's a little bit happy when they walk away from the table. It's been a long time. Thank you.
Other questions from the board? Hearing none, what's the pleasure of the board?
Mr. Chair,
Trustee Jackson.
I move to approve the tentative agreement for a successor collective bargaining agreement between Medford Township and the IAFF for a term ending on March 31st, 2029, subject to final legal review.
Support.
It's been moved and supported, so the motion on the floor is to approve the tentative agreement for successor collective bargaining agreement between Redford Township and the IAFF for a term ending on March 31st, 2029, subject to final legal review. Any other questions? Roll call vote.
Trustee Jackson.
Yes.
Treasurer Kavanaugh.
Yes.
Trustee Taylor.
Yes.
Trustee King?
Yes.
Trustee Reese?
Yes.
Clerk Sanders, yes. Supervisor McCray?
Yes, motion carries. Congratulations, Saul. Good work on that.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Clark, continue.
Yes, Mr. Supervisor, also before you today is a tentative agreement between the township and the Command Officers Association for a successor collective bargaining agreement. I want to note that with the board's approval of this, all current CBAs with all the bargaining groups will be current, which is great, important. Labor peace is invaluable, and especially in our world and in my world. Again, an important contract, although these are command officers, provide important compensation and benefits to keep us competitive, again, while at the same time improving efficiencies, giving the police chief and her administration further tools in order to manage their department effectively and efficiently. So again, I would ask for the board's approval of this tentative agreement so that we can finalize this process.
Questions from the board? Hearing none, what's the pleasure of the board?
To the chair.
Treasurer Kavanaugh.
I move to approve the tentative agreement for a successor collective bargaining agreement between Redford Township and the COAM for a term ending on March 31st of 2030, subject to final legal review.
Moved and supported. So the motion on the floor is to approve the tentative agreement for successor collective bargaining agreement between Redford Township and the COAM for a term ending March 31st, 2030, subject to final legal review. Any other questions? Roll call vote, please.
Trustee King?
Yes.
Trustee Taylor?
Yes.
Trustee Jackson?
Yes.
Clerk Sanders, yes. Trustee Reese?
Yes.
Treasurer Kavanaugh?
Yes.
Supervisor McCray?
Yes, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thanks, John.
Thank you.
Moving on to new business number 3. Director Bynum, Director Dennis.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. Good evening, Honorable Board. Before you is a copy of the recommended budget for fiscal year 2027 for Fund 592, which is the Water and Sewer Fund, based on new rates to be put into effect as of July 1st, which is your next item on the agenda. We did have a study session on how we developed the rate and what's happening in the budget. We spent most of that time talking about the rate development. I just want to kind of go back on the budget itself and say that, you know, the budget itself is pretty much status quo, meaning the sense that there are, 18,000 different projects going on. But, in all seriousness, between the CSO basin, the lead service line replacement projects, the MIU replacement projects, the normal water main replacement project, and then the additional special projects that we want to do to help identify future areas of improvement through those engineering studies. Outside of that, it really is it's just a routine budget. Other than routine for what that means, I know. Right? It's just one of those things. So unless there's other questions, the budget is ready for your approval.
Questions from the board? Hearing no questions, what's the pleasure of the board?
To the chair.
Clerk Sanders.
I move the approval of Fund 592, Water and Sewer Fund, fiscal year 2027, recommended budget.
Support.
Been moved and supported. The motion on the floor is for approval of Fund 592, Water and Sewer Fund for year 2027, with recommended budget. Any other questions? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Treasurer Kavanaugh?
Yes.
Clerk Sanders, yes. Trustee Jackson?
Yes.
Trustee Reese?
Yes.
Trustee Taylor?
Yes.
Trustee King?
Yes.
Supervisor McCray?
Yes, motion carries. I'll move on to item number 4. Mr. Bonrack.
Thank you, sir. So before you is a resolution proposed to set the water, sewer, and CSO rates as of July 1st, 2026. This is the item that we spent most of our time on the study session reviewing this evening. And I did just kind of want to remind and, say it as much for the public who may be listening. that, the majority of these increases are due either to the rate increases that GLEWA gives to us, all of which were the lowest rate increase from GLEWA for this year was 4.6%. And the other major item, of course, is the CSO basin that we are currently constructing that is required through the EPA and EGLE. If you look at our 5-year history of water, sewer, and CSO rates, sewer rates have really remained flat. They've only changed by 2 cents per unit over the last 5 years. It was $5.41 5 years ago, and it's going to be $5.43 per unit. Water over that same time period has gone up by 78%, which is about an 18% increase over 5 years. So if you think about the rate of inflation over time, that really has been very consistent with what you would expect it to be. The big kicker, of course, has been the CSO. CSO rate has tripled in the last 5 years. And that really is driving the rate increases overall for our residents. So as always, anything that we can do to help offset those costs, get those dollars out of Lansing and Washington, we will put them to good use here in Redford Township. But other than that, the resolution is ready for your approval.
To the
Well,
chair.
Director Bonerack, because anybody may be watching this now or later, or maybe here, can you tell them who GLEWA is? Because
The Great Lakes Water Authority. So GLEWA, which used to be known as Detroit Water and Sewer, and has actually had a few names over the years, but that's probably how most people think about it, as Detroit Water and Sewer. They are the ones that are really providing the water for 40-some communities in southeast Michigan. So we buy our water from them, and then in turn sell it back to our residents based on the rates that they give us.
Okay, thank you. Treasurer Kavanaugh.
I just want to comment. Thank you to Director Bonerack, Director Dennis, and everybody that was involved in this, because I know there was a lot of moving parts, including our retired finance director, that everybody came together in order to iron out all of this, because it is quite entailed and a very big task. So thank you.
Other comments from the board? Hearing none, what's the pleasure of the board?
Mr. Chair,
Trustee King.
I'd like to move approval of the resolution setting water, sewer, and CSO rates as of July 1, 2026.
Support.
Been moved and supported. So the motion on the floor is for approval of a resolution setting water, sewer, and CSO rates as of July 1st, 2026. Any other discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Jackson.
Yes.
Trustee Reese.
Yes.
Clerk Sanders, yes. Treasurer Kavanaugh.
Yes.
Trustee King.
Yes.
Trustee Taylor.
Yes.
Supervisor McCray.
Yes, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody who worked on that as well. Director Dennis.
Mr. Supervisor, Honorable Board, in front of you today is basically part one of two here. We are going to be beginning our third phase of the service line investigation project related to lead service lines. When we started this back in about 21, 22, we did phase one. We are just completing phase two, and we want to jump on phase three as soon as possible. We are targeting, as we call it, District 3 and District 4, which is the center part of Redford Township. And we are targeting right now, there's 1,209 homes that are considered an unknown property. What that basically means is that when the home was built in the early 1900s, we do not know what the home was tapped with. Copper, lead, PAX, there was no PAX back then, but it's an unknown material, and since it's unknown, we in turn have to investigate it. And so we have obtained grant dollars for this. These funds will come from the Michigan Enhancement Grant that were obtained via State Senator Mary Kavanaugh, and they will be used, half of these funds will be used for the investigation part. We will come back to you in the very near future for a phase 3 for lead replacements, and we'll use the other half of that grant. But today we went out to bid, and we requested sealed bids last month on June 16th, last week. We opened up the bids, and the lowest bidder was ML Chartier, it's not with an I, excavating out of, God, I was spelled Green City Highway wrong too. I was ill last week when I wrote this. So I apologize. It was not you. So out of Fairhaven, Michigan, it will be funded out of Fund 592, again through a MEG grant, and the amount is $589,948. They came with excellent recommendations. They're a very big company. They have been on our past projects. And the company that actually working with right now that's just finishing did finish second, and they're out of Bay City. And so they're just finishing up right now, but they were in the second. So they will be targeting, hopefully starting within the next 30 to 45 days, once we get a contract signed, and looking for a approval from the board tonight.
Questions from the board?
To the chair.
Trustee Jackson.
Director Dennis, does this use up 100% of the grant? Was the grant, you granted a grant and then they paid what your bid was?
No, what it will do, there was a $2 million grant, so I was trying to do 50-50. And so we were estimating, $1 million. We will have on the next item here, it will be our oversight for construction and engineering side of it. There's a lot to do on the ground when this work starts. So we're targeting right now, half the money would go to replacements. We're hopefully bidding that soon, because when we can, if we have some extra money, then we can either do more investigations or we can do more replacements, because we don't want a dime going back to the state. So we'll right down the middle.
Other questions from the board? Okay. Hearing none, what's the pleasure of the board?
The chair.
Trustee Reese.
I move approval of the bid recommendation, DPS Water Division Service Line Investigation and Verification, Phase 3, be awarded to ML Chartier.
Yeah, yes.
Excavating Inc. of Fairhaven, Michigan, in the amount of $589,948. Funds will be allocated from Fund 592 via an Eagle Michigan Enhancement Grant, MEG.
Support.
Been moved and supported. The motion on the floor is for approval of the bid recommendation, DPS Water Division's Service Line Investigation and Verification, Phase 3, be awarded to ML Chartier Excavating Incorporated of Fairhaven, Michigan, in the amount of $589,948. Funds will be allocated from Fund 592 by Eagle Michigan Enhancement Grant, MEG. Are there any other questions? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Trustee Reese?
Yes.
Trustee King?
Yes.
Clerk Sanders, yes. Trustee Taylor?
Yes.
Treasurer Kavanaugh?
Yes.
Trustee Jackson?
Yes.
Supervisor McCray?
Yes, motion carries.
Thank you, sir.
Director Dennis, you're up again.
Thank you. The next item, this will be Part B, is a proposal provided to us on our request from Benish and Company. Benish is the water and sewer consultant that we have been using the last 5 years with lead-related projects. They're doing an excellent job, and they provided us a price to identify for construction oversight and inspection services of the selected 1,209 properties. They did provide a price proposal, an amount of $226,000, which includes multiple services and tasks related to each project. What happens at these projects are a little more hands-on, where they have to be on site while they're doing the work. They have to inspect and take pictures along with the contractor to see down to verify what's in the ground. And then we have to enter everyone's home. And we have to see their water meter to see what material is going through the ground and coming up through the basement. And they go there because we want to have a consultant on site to see with the contractor, so they get in, take their pictures, and then they leave. There's a do a lot of documentation on this because we have to verify in, 3 different parts on this cycle so we can show Eagle down the road what we are doing. So they did provide a request proposal of $226,000. I will also state that they have a very good price for the fact that we just did one, we're just finishing up phase 2, and we're doing half of these amount, and they only added on $60,000 to that. That's it. So it's they're doing a good job out there, and it's a lot of work. Now we went from 650 in this phase right now up to 1,200. There's going to be a lot of work out there.
To the chair.
Treasurer Kavanaugh.
How is Benish identifying themselves as far as when they need to get into the home?
The contractor or Benish all have our IDs issued from, the Director Bonner's office. They also have door hangers. They also have vehicles out there that have their logos and the contractor's logos. And they have all of our information in the program as well.
Okay, good. Thank you.
To the chair.
Okay, Treasurer, go ahead.
Mike, estimated time to get these 2 districts done?
I am hoping that they are going to finish all of these by the end of this calendar year, and then site restoration will happen next spring. Because it just gets real tough. I'm hoping they'll do some of it while they're coming along, starting in the fall, but they will not finish all of this in regards to the whole project. But I'm hoping they're going to get all of it done. That's my anticipation.
So the proposals are basically for these 2 districts specifically? It's not like a 1-year contract, or it's not a length of a time contract. It's literally for this specific job, whether they can get it done in 4 months or they get it done in 7 months. It's the same rate, based on the work that they have promised to do.
If it got done faster, I think it would be a little bit cheaper. But just because this is their quote. Now, if they got done because the contractor's getting done faster, let's say they brought in 3 crews, they'll bring in some more people. But this is only specific to District 3 and District 4. That's it. Nothing else.
Okay.
Other questions from the board? Hearing none, what's the pleasure of the board?
To the chair.
Trustee Reeves.
I move approval of the proposal from Benish Company, Inc. to provide professional oversight and inspection services regarding the investigation, verification of existing water service lines in District 3 and District 4, the amount of $226,000 to be allocated from Water Fund 592 by an Eagle Michigan Enhancement Grant, MEG.
Support.
Supported by Treasurer Kavanaugh. The motion on the floor is for approval of a proposal from Benish and Company Incorporated to provide professional oversight and inspection services regarding the investigation and verification of existing water lines in District 3 and 4 in the amount of $226,000 to be allocated from the Water Fund 592 via an Eagle Michigan Enhancement Grant, MEG. Are there any other questions? Roll call vote, please.
Clerk Sanders, yes. Trustee Jackson?
Yes.
Treasurer Kavanaugh?
Yes.
Trustee Taylor?
Yes.
Trustee King?
Yes.
Trustee Reese?
Yes.
Supervisor McCray?
Yes, motion carries. Mr. Dennis.
Mr. Supervisor, Honorable Board, tonight we are presenting, it should be our last extension at this time. This is for the marijuana retail establishment. It's for the applicant known as MR-001 DBA, the K-Cow. It is under Masco Holdings LLC. Back on July 8th of 2025, there was a prior owner, and that was under Masco Holdings, and they were going to be known as the King of Buds Redford. Their corporation sold the license to a new owner, and the new owner's here. Mr. Bashi is in the audience if there are any questions for him. And they purchased a property located at 27004 and 27042 7 Mile Road. That is where the location of the old car wash and there is an old tool and die building to the west. It is their intention to tear down the car wash, Pete's Car Wash, remember, it's called Pete's Car Wash. That will become a parking lot. That's the corner of Indian 7 Mile, and they are redeveloping the building to its west. They've already started the work. He has been working very, diligently on this. They are just waiting for some permits from the state and one of the utilities to tear down the car wash building, which will be very fast. And then they'll have that part done. The building is already ongoing. The roof was removed a few weeks ago, and they added inside columns as they're raising the top of the building up. They have expedited everything that they've been asked to do with us, and they have in turn they have been to site committee already, have pulled all their permits. They are starting some small work, but they can't until the roofing is completed inside the building, and they have all their contracts. Under the current ordinance, number 368, the applicant is requesting to have a 180-day project extension to complete his project. And we do feel at this time that it should be granted for good cause, as they are working diligently on this project and are working with Mr. Corbin and his staff with the permitting, renderings, any paperwork we have asked. They have been working with us. And he is a new applicant. He's the transfer applicant. He's not the original applicant from 2024.
Okay, Mike, I would like to know that in Mr. Corbin's opinion and your opinion also, this is going to be able to be done in 180 days.
Yes. I don't have any qualms about it. He's working very hard on it. Construction has started on the building itself, and doing the demo will take probably a day to come down, and then they're redeveloping the entire parking lot. They're also updating the outside, adding a sidewalk. There was some parking there. We're not going to be parking along 7 Mile anymore for safety to pull out. That was part of the site committee recommendation also.
Okay. Questions from the board? Hearing no questions, what's the pleasure of the board?
To the chair,
Trustee Taylor?
I move that we approve the marijuana retail establishment application extension for 180 days to be granted to application 10-25 MR-001, Maxwell Holdings LLC, doing business as the Cake House, located at 27004 and 27042 7 Mile Road, Redford, Michigan, 48240.
Support.
Support by Treasurer Kavanaugh. So the motion is for approval of the marijuana retail establishment application extension for 180 days to be granted to the application 10-225 MR-001 Masco Holdings LLC, DBA The Cake House, located at 27004 and 27042 7 Mile Road, Redford, Michigan, 48240. Any other discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Trustee Taylor?
Yes.
Clerk Sanders, yes. Trustee Reese?
Yes.
Trustee King?
Yes.
Treasurer Kavanaugh?
Yes.
Trustee Jackson?
Yes.
Supervisor McCray?
Yes, motion carries.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Dennis, I think you got number 8 as well.
I do. All right, this item in front of you today is asking for a temporary 7-day work waiver regarding the Central CSO Basin project. What is happening with our project today is we did have a recent meeting. We are announcing here, and then there will be more news coming out, but starting on July 6th, due to some with the CSO Basin project, I'll describe it further, Beach Daily Road will have to be fully closed for 6 weeks. There will be no access at Ross Drive due to large pipes that have to be open cut across the roadway. going through this project, we are doing something called jack and bore. Jack and bore is we are underground, and they're boring these 7, 8, 9 foot diameter pipes underground. That's what they're doing on 5 Mile Road. They're doing it on all our different streets over there. What's happening on Beach Daily and Ross is there are 2 high-pressure gas lines on both the east and westbound sides of Beach Daily Road. There's a 16-inch on the east and a 24-inch gas line on the west. And there are anywhere between 5 and 7 utilities in the middle of the roadway that are very hard to identify underground. We have 2 water mains underground that are in that area as well. So what needs to be done, working with DTE over the last few months, is they have to open cut the roadway, because if they were to bore underground and it's off by, say, 6 inches, it starts to move, it hits this high pressure gas line, kaboom. So that's not an option for us.
Kaboomi's not good.
No, it's not. So.
No sense of the word.
I've never heard that word before, but I would think Kaboomi is good.
Kaboomi.
Make sure that's in the minutes, please. Okay.
With a big exclamation point. So what we've been working on here diligently for weeks is, this is the worst case for us, is that we have to open cut the roadway. We can't do half the road because it's going to be 30 to 40 feet deep, and you have to have a 30 to 40 foot wide hole for the safety of the workers. And we have to support 2 of the water mains. One's a transmission line and one is a feeder line, but we can work that around for our system. And the gas lines, actually, DTE has to shut them down. They completely have to depressurize these lines down to a safe level. And they gave them a time frame of July 6th to July 30th. After July, around August 1st, they're turning the gas back on because they are not playing games. So they have basically to work on these 2 ends to get these pipes moved in ground. And they have to then redo the pipes so then DTE can pressurize the 2 gas lines. Then they can start working back across which way they have to go. Within regards to our water main, as well as there's some fiber utilities. They also have an issue right now working with WOW or AT&T regarding the overhead lines on the west side of the street are too low, and they have to elevate them, and they're having a hard time someone to say, hey, we own these, we're going to help you out. So they may just have to figure that. They're working on that right now. But the major part is the underground. We did have a meeting last week. Both our police chief and fire chief, Supervisor McCray and others have been notified. We're slowly ramping this up, but they were only going to be doing a 6-day work week because it's the summer. They're going to work from basically 7 a.m. is when they can start till dusk. But just in case they want to have a 7th day, and I think they're starting to go that route, so we can try to get, maybe if they'll get it done 5 days earlier, they can have the 7-day outlet. So we discussed this and we wrote this very quickly. Thank you, Clerk Sanders, for allowing this. It was very late, and because it was just discussed on Thursday afternoon. That if the board would please grant the 7-day work waiver, and it would be from the time of July 6th, starting July 6th and run through right now, August 21st, barring any project or weather-related delays. Again, it'll be closed at Beach Daily Road, on Beach Daily at Ross Drive, and the detours will be posted on Schoolcraft to go west or eastbound and 5 Mile Road. Chief Mansfield is already working together with Wade Trim and myself. We have secured two message boards. Found that out this afternoon that will have words on them so people will see them as well as seeing the arrows. We are going to be doing a mailing in certain neighborhoods here within the next week with alternate routes. So folks on the west side of Beach Daily from Ross to Schoolcraft. So we know this is a major inconvenience. We have tried every option we could to not do this, obviously. They tried to find, could we keep a lane, but we obviously, if there's one lane open, how safe would it may be if you're taking a $1 million fire truck going across and something was to happen? So both police and fire will work together, that'll be their plans with mutual aid, whatever they have to do. But because there is no way around other than me changing.
So I do want to point out that when we said that they're going to shut off the gas, this project is not going to affect anybody's
No,
home,
so
so
it's
you don't
not
have to worry about it. If you have gas at your house, you're not have nothing.
Transmission lines.
Those transmission lines, they shut them off, and they're able to do that, but it won't have a negative impact on using gas at your house.
Yes.
But yeah, I even think that, if I recall right, we're supposed to be putting some type of a sign out by Schoolcraft to let people know when they're coming off the freeway that Beach Deli is closed.
They actually have an MDOT permit, they're putting signage on I-96.
Right.
So we're going to alert folks on westbound I-96, eastbound. There'll be signage, as much signage as we can do, it's going to be out there.
Right. So,
To the chair.
Trustee Taylor.
So Mike, the intention is to close it on July 7th?
They're going to start closing on July 6th,
July 6th?
that Monday after the 4th of July.
Okay.
That's, Wayne County permits have been issued. That was a little bit of a holdup. They had to wait to get the permits that were issued last week. They've done, designs. We are actually doing a separate handout just for the golf course, so they can give to their visitors to go maybe this route. We're also doing one for the rec center, so that they can have it there and online as well, for those two facilities in the middle, so they can hand out to their visitors and folks that use both the golf course and the rec center.
So does that mean they can't access the rec center off the beach at this point?
They
They
can
won't be.
for local access. They can't get through to get past Graham because it'll be closed. So they're pretty much going to block it off at Graham at that point, just for the fact that they're going to have construction traffic coming through because they still have a yard on Graham they'll be using. So it'll be a lane and they'll have something in front of it. So it'll just be construction traffic on Graham right there on the east side.
So there's something they can pass out at the
Absolutely.
rec center as people are coming, just to warn them it's coming?
Yes, absolutely. We're going to have that done within the next 48 hours.
To the chair,
Mr. Jackson.
have the residents been notified that these people have to work 7 days a week?
I had to come to you first. No, they have not.
But they will be notified.
Residents in that area, on some areas, are going to get a letter from us and a map, and then we'll put it on social media, the website. Probably we'll use all of our tools from Director Boderick's office, from the marketing side, to hit our local media outlets.
Redford Alert.
Right, yeah.
You'll
yes.
use Redford Alert as well.
Oh, yeah.
So that way people get directly know that that's an upside.
Yeah, Code Red and Chief Mansfield's going to be a huge help with this, getting the word out ourselves. We're going to be, and we know it's a major issue. The whole project has been fun so far, and this is just, we're hoping right when we get over this, it'll be all downhill for us.
Yeah, hoping.
Yeah.
Write a book.
Yes, we can definitely write a book. But yeah, so it is something that we have just, haven't enough, because we were working out the kinks, we were working out the exact schedule. They've been able to move it up a week. It was supposed to be back a week. It was July 6th, then went to 13th, and then because of the permitting, then they moved it back up to July 6th. And so we're hoping to be done. They've scheduled it per week what they're doing, so they can stay on schedule. Obviously, we're hoping it's a dry season at that point,
Right.
and they can just keep working to get this done.
Yes.
But they will also stay within working hours.
Right.
So not working 24 hours, just working 7 days. Yes.
Through the chair.
Trustee King.
Mr. Dennis, how long will Beach Daily be closed again?
6 weeks.
Okay.
I'll get July 6th through August 21st.
Okay, great.
Other questions from the board? I mean, this is a necessary thing. If we didn't have it, then it'd be closed longer. And we have the other condition that we have to be done by a certain time by the gas company. So, I mean, timing is of the essence. It was an unforeseen thing, but the inconvenience of the cause is a lot less than an explosion that we lose part of the golf course and a bunch of houses over there, so.
They don't want to do this anymore than us, because
No.
it's something, it was all set up to move forward. They put the Jack and Bore pit in at Ross Drive. It was on the east side, and they were ready to go, and this work was supposed to begin 6 weeks ago, to go underneath the ground. And they realized, because they started doing some bore samples on the west side, and they're like, hey, we can't do this. They dug the pit. It was 40 feet deep, and they were ready to go, and it was cordoned off. And then the whole plan had to change. So it was, I kind of thought it was a bad joke when they said it to me. I was,
Yeah, well, yeah, it wasn't a fun one.
like, this is a minute.
Pivot.
Yeah.
Any other questions from the board?
To the chair, just one more, Mike. With
Trustee
them
Taylor.
working 7 days a week, does this affect cost estimates that they had provided for the work?
It probably will have a little bit of impact. I have no
Not
idea.
major. And then having to dig a big 40-foot trench all the way across Beach Daily, which was not expected.
But you're going to reduce your cost of the Jack and Bore process, which is very expensive.
Okay.
With the hydraulics.
So this might actually be cheaper to do it this way, to where the manpower will just be a break even.
I don't think you're looking more of a break even, because if they do 7 days a week, you are paying probably double time.
Yeah.
Right, double for
You
sure.
know, Union House,
Yep.
et cetera.
And we just didn't foresee the gas lines, or there's still unidentified utility lines that we don't even know what's under there until you dig down there?
We knew about the gas lines.
Yeah.
It's just DTE, which had to be notified, basically said, no, you're not going to do this.
Oh, they said no.
It was turning into that, because you're going to be too close. We don't want the
There is.
So that was the major pivot point, was DT saying you are not
DTE was
boring.
starting to push
All
back.
right,
that you
that's what
can't
I'm
do
wondering,
this.
what
Oh,
changed
they're
from the
both
beginning
there.
of the project to right now where you're having to shift?
Right at Ross and Beach Daily, there is a transfer station. There's that little building, so we know that there's gas lines there. DTE put that in 10 plus years ago. But there's a larger line on the west side that's more buried. But they're just, and then the water mains were there. It's just, but there's just too many other obstacles, starting with the gas mains, the transmission lines. That DTE just said, hey, these are just too close. You can't do it. They're too big, and we don't want to have any issues.
Okay,
Any
Better
other
be
questions?
safe, I'm sorry.
so we can blame DTE then? When people
Yes.
can. We'll
Yeah,
just blame
well-
them.
But they're not going to call DTE, I just want to let you know.
Call 1-800-DTE-CARES.
Yeah. All right, I like it. Any other questions? What's the pleasure of the board, or the displeasure of the board?
Chair,
This is the displeasure of the board.
Chair,
Trustee Jackson?
I move approval of temporary variance to allow for a 7-day work week from the dates of July 7th through August 21st, 2026, related to the closure of Beach Daily Road at Ross Drive for Central CSO Basin Project.
Support.
It's been moved and supported. So the motion is to approve the temporary variance to allow for a 7-day work week for the dates of July 7th, 2026 through August 21st, 2026, related to the closure of Beach Daily at Ross Drive for a Central CSO Basin project. Any other question?
To the chair,
Trustee Reese?
isn't it July 6th?
It is July 6th.
July
I make
6th.
a friendly amendment that we.
It said 7 here, but it's July 6th.
Okay, July 6th. Yeah, I read it the way
You
it
said you're
is.
closing it on the 6th, not the 7th? So
Yep.
it says the
Okay,
7th
so
on it.
July
It says the
6th.
7th on here.
But does the work week start the
Oh,
same
my
day?
memo says the 6th.
6th.
Oh, sorry.
Okay,
It's okay.
okay. So
It's July 6th.
Okay.
That's right.
6th.
Any other questions? Roll call vote, please.
Treasurer Kavanaugh?
Yes.
Clerk Sanders, yes. Trustee Jackson?
Yes.
Trustee Reese?
Yes.
Trustee Taylor?
Yes.
Trustee King?
Yes.
Supervisor McCray?
Yes, motion carries. Mr. Dennis, one more time.
Yes, sir.
Not retired.
I'm aboard, thankfully. In front of you tonight is our, we call it Amendment 5. It's our water service contract between Great Lakes Water Authority and Redford Township. This is a 4-year contract. Our last contract, Great Lakes Water went from a 3-year contract to 4-year contract. They seemed it was a little bit easier, and they would rotate every 3 years with all their communities. They do a third, and third. Now they're doing every community at one time, so they don't have to do contracts for the next 3 years. And they went to 1 extra year. So we have a 4-year contract, started last cycle for Amendment 5. This will be a 4-year term starting in the calendar year, their years 2027 to 2030. There were minimal changes to this contract. Just kind of going through them real quick. One of the things that we noticed, didn't see before, is they had as the city of Redford on every exhibit. So we did change that up. Something that, first thing I saw. So they did update all of that. On these exhibits that you'll see, we have our RD, or we call them our PRVs. We actually have multiples of them throughout Redford along our borders. And there are from 1 through 10. And on this map, most of the units that our access points, our connections, are on our east side, and those are all closed. We are provided 80 to 90% of our water comes from 8 Mile Road. We call that RD9. That's our main water feed. We have another feed at called RD10 at, I don't know why they're done this way, but 10 is at Beach Daily and I-96 Schoolcraft by the gas station underground. And then we have another one in West Chicago, Beach Daily, it's RD8. They are sort of backups. So if we have an issue on the north end with our water, then what happens is they kick in to try to push the water uphill. Our system does gradually have a little bit of a decline all the way through Redford, our water mains. And so you're trying to push that little train uphill, so we try to then get our pressures to go back up that way. So that's how our water flows from Great Lakes Water Authority off of 8 Mile Road. They feed a lot of their communities off different routes on 8 Mile. So we just clarified just all of their exhibits. We did also notify them that on R3, again, which is RD 8, 9, and 10, we added just that we wanted our vaults. We have vaults that are underground added to each exhibit, which they did. So we just wrote down added vault. And then they also added one of the directions of pipes. We didn't have that we saw when we were going through it. So we kept those very simple. And then part of it was when we went through the actual volumes, as it was discussed prior, is that there is less use of water, today's world.
Right.
So they wanted to reduce our projected annual volume and minimum annual volumes in regards to what we're paying, which is a benefit to us and our users. So in the past, we've come down in volume. I can tell you our projected annual volume in 2009 was 235,000 was our volume. We agreed to go down to 170,000. Last agreement, we were 184. This is based on actual data that we work with Great Lakes Water Authority on our use here in Redford Township. And they recommended it because it's part of their commodity use in their sales, and they're trying to evenly distribute their costs. Also then, this is on page 5, on Exhibit B, I apologize. And then our minimum annual volume will be 85,000. And so last year it was at 92. We were at 92 for a long time. But that was also based on the volumes that they project. So
To the chair?
Treasurer Kavanaugh.
Just a quick question, because I had that page marked or pulled out. How is it that they can calculate, or we calculate, the fact that the annual volume is 235, let's say in 2009, and then 117.5, exactly 50%? is the minimum annual volume across the board?
It's just their formula that real smart people use. That-
I'll just take 50%, that's the minimum.
That's what they,
Okay.
yeah, they just
All
try
right.
to keep it very simple.
Okay.
And it's based on all of their data analysis. That's them.
Well, yes, what they're doing is they're saying if you buy more than the maximum, they're going to charge us a higher rate. And if for some reason you use less than the minimum, we still have to buy at least the minimum.
Right.
So we're not in any danger of not meeting the minimum amount, but as a general policy, they just set the minimum at half of the maximum.
Okay. Didn't make sense. Okay, all right. Thank you.
We spent a lot of time with Mr. Kuba recently.
Yeah, exactly. It's really hard to calculate.
That's the encyclopedia right there. And so they, projected, they've actually made the data collection a little easier now via, it's called WAMR, where we can start, just to bring up one last thing, and there's one part left. In regards to the data collections, they basically look at your usage from June, July, and August. That's what they really look at, because those are your highest peaks. And you can note, if you had, like, I'll just give you a prime example. June 1st of 2018, we had the Western Golf Course fire. And so you take that amount from that day off, because it was a water, so if you're peaking, you get to take it off because it was a event. Water mains, things of that nature, so you can note those. So when you go right in the system and hit that date and you just put a note and you're done. So then Great Lakes Water can watch it over the years and say, hey, they're doing a great job. So it's a very nice feature that they've started using, which is very beneficial to us. We also spoke with pressures, and they're keeping their pressures for RD 8, 9, and 10 at the same. Our max pressure will be 98 at RD9, and our low is 51. And so they kept all the pressures the same. At our maximum flow rate, the only thing we changed, we reduced it a little bit down. Just, again, looking at our max day and peak hours. When you exceed a peak hour or a max day, they notify you immediately. Say what's going on, check your systems. And so they set some max days and peaks for you on your maximum flow rates. They watch those explicitly, and when you exceed those, the whole system finds out. They send a mass email out to everybody. I don't know why they do that, but they do. So other than that, that was the only changes to the entire contract.
Well,
it was very minimal.
Director Dennis, I would like to, because I didn't see it anywhere, because some of the problems that we had before is that the communities that are farther out to get the water, they complained about low pressure, and they turned up the pressure, which made the pressure bigger for us, and it caused some of our problems with water main breaks. They didn't notify us.
Well, that's when they have a power loss. So when we find out when it's a little too late, but our PRVs have their shutoff valves.
Yeah.
Sometimes we are able, they can sense it and they'll reduce themselves down. Each one does that.
Yeah.
But that's more on power losses. It comes from the Schoolcraft Service Center, I think it's Schoolcraft in Greenfield area, and it runs down Schoolcraft, which we have RD9 or RD10, and that will sense it, and then it reduces itself. That is minimal flow down there.
Yep.
Because our flow comes from 8 Mile.
Yep.
And so it reduces itself down. So, but if it happens, if the wave comes through, then that does leave some issues. When you come through, it goes through, then it'll find the weakest point in your system, and then you start having
Water main breaks, because water comes in waves down the pipes. It's not a steady flow.
It's supposed to be a steady flow.
But it's not.
But when they have their power losses,
Yep.
boom, boom, and
Yep.
that's what shoots it down to us.
Yep.
But they have been saying they're investing in that service station, so we in turn will hopefully have less water main issues along that line.
To the chair.
Treasurer Kavanaugh.
You may want to ask the
No,
same question.
just a comment. No, it's not a question. It's just a comment, because also sometimes it's equipment that allows or doesn't allow that to go through with the pressure. It's also where you find, of course, your weakest point because of the mechanics of it.
Yes.
Yeah, lacking. Okay.
Conrad.
Which service station, Mike? The one on Schoolcraft or the one on Beach Daily in Southfield? In Southfield?
Schoolcraft.
Schoolcraft, okay, thank you.
Yes. So they've said they're investing. I can tell you that Superintendent Rowland has asked multiple times recently if there's some sort of seismic thing that they could put on us to alert us swiftly so our systems could speak. And then maybe something could happen where this could hear it coming and it could reduce itself. Because it don't slam shut, that's not what it does. It slowly starts closing with the water, and then when it feels it, then it can come back open. And it's the same thing that happened up on 8 Mile Road, when it can have, if there's an issue with a power surge, then it can close itself down so it doesn't come through our system. That's the intention of all of those 3 intakes.
All right.
So, but that was,
Sorry.
Any other questions from the board?
Mr. Chair,
Trustee Jackson?
when we have an issue that causes a water main break because of the action or inaction from, do we have an opportunity to charge back any of those expenses to them?
I don't think on that instance we have looked into it. I think if it's something more severe, as in they're having just multiples, then I think that is what we could do. But if there's a power loss, they're flipping on their generators immediately, and it's from the power coming from DTE feeding them, that their generators take a quick second, then pop on. But if it's something that their system is definitely, falling short, then yes, we could definitely file something. But on those instances, they'd fight you in a heartbeat.
Other
Plus, you
questions?
have to be able to prove it. We get an email, and that's all we get. But it might be 20 minutes after the fact.
Right.
And you won't know that's 20 minutes.
And then,
after the fact.
yes, yeah.
Other questions from the board? What's the pleasure of the board?
To the chair,
Trustee Jackson?
I move approval of attached Amendment 5 to the water service contract between Great Lakes Water Authority, LEWA, and Charter Township of Redford for service years 2027 through 2030.
Support.
Support by Treasurer Kavanaugh. The motion on the floor is approval of the attached Amendment 5 to the water service contract between Great Lakes Water Authority, GLEWA, and the Charter Township of Redford for services years 2027 through 2030. Any other discussion? Roll call vote.
Trustee Taylor?
Yes.
Trustee Reese?
Yes.
Trustee Jackson?
Yes.
Trustee King?
Yes.
Clerk Sanders, yes. Treasurer Kavanaugh?
Yes.
Supervisor McCray?
Yes, motion carries.
Thank you all.
Thank you. And so now we bring up Director Stokes.
Good evening, Mr. Supervisor and Honorable Board. Before you, the first item is asking for the approval of the intergovernmental agreement between Wayne County Parks and Redford Township. We hadn't received Wayne County millage funding in quite a few years, and so last year we were asked about projects, and at that time I worked with the Park Commission to ask if we could actually hold our funding from last year to be able to basically double it for this year. They were able to do that. So before you is the IGA for fiscal years 24-25 and then 25-26. So we were hoping that being able to do that, we'd be able to get a bigger project off the ground. This IGA, we're looking to utilize part of this funding and then part of our funding from the township in order to repair and resurface both parking lots at Claude Allison Park and then the north parking lot at Handy Park. So last year we were able to do the south end of that parking lot through CDBG funding and township funding. So now we want to make sure that we finish the remainder of that over there. So before you say IGA, I'm asking for approval pending the final township attorney approval. They are looking at this as well to make sure the language is all still the same from previous years. And the total amount is $105,048.
Questions from the board? No questions from the board? Okay.
Nope.
Okay, what's the pleasure of the board?
To the chair,
Trustee Reese.
I move approval of the intergovernmental agreement, IGA, for Wayne County Village fiscal year 24 through 26 between the Charter Township of Redford and Wayne County, the parking lot resurfacing and repair at Cloud Allison, the north lot at Handy Park, in the amount of $105,048 pending attorney approval. Is that right?
Yes. Support.
Supported by trustee Taylor. So the motion on the floor is for approval of the intergovernmental agreement, IGA, for Wayne County Millage for year 24 through 26 between the Charter Township of Redford and Wayne County for the parking lot resurfacing and repair at Claude Allison and north lot at Handy Park, the amount of $105,048 pending attorney approval. Any other questions? Roll call vote.
Trustee Reese?
Yes.
Trustee King?
Yes.
Clerk Sanders, yes. Trustee Taylor?
Yes.
Treasurer Kavanaugh?
Yes.
Trustee Jackson?
Yes.
Supervisor McCray?
Yes, motion carries.
Thank you. All right.
It's your turn again,
The
Director.
next one I have before you is the approval of the SMART Municipal Credit and Community Credit Contract for the SMART's fiscal year 27. I know I come to the board quite often with these contracts, so I just wanted to give a little bit of background information on what the municipal credit and the community credits are. So essentially, the purpose of the MCCC funds is ultimately to enhance the access to transportation and reduce mobility barriers for residents in your community. They provide transportation for individuals who do not have access to a personal vehicle, assist with older adults and people with disabilities in maintaining independence, and improve access to employment, healthcare, education, and essential daily services. So our MCCC funds some of the examples of things that we use it for are driver wages and benefits, fuel and vehicle operating costs, routine vehicle maintenance and repairs. And then one thing that's unique about Redford Township is that we're actually a purchase of service community. There are very few of us that are in that still. Redford Township was when it was prior to the Smart Millage. So we actually get both MC and CC funding, which is different than some other communities. So the municipal credits, that's paid annually to communities that are in the Tri-County region. So all communities receive the MC regardless of their opt-in or opt-out status. We always receive the same amount of funding each year until the census, and then they adjust it following a census. The community credits, they were established in the fiscal year 96 for opt-in communities only. So like I said, we're unique. We actually get both of them, and we are opt-in as well. So I just wanted to give a little background on that because we always come before you and it's asked, what can we use these for? We give detailed expense reports to SMART every month. We have to do random samples of who the riders are, how they're riding, where they're going. And then, as you know, we expanded our boundaries this year as well and have a new system in place for tracking rides and being able to pretty much on demand adjust rides if somebody cancels or if there's another need somewhere else in order to ensure that our drivers are using the maximum daily rides per day. So this year, once again, the amount we're looking for approval is for the municipal credits in the amount of $46,331 and community credits in the amount of $101,163.
Questions from the board? Hearing none, what's the pleasure of the board?
To the chair.
Trustee Taylor.
I move that we approve the SMART contract for municipal credits in the amount of $46,331 and community credits in the amount of $101,163 for SMART fiscal year 2027 to support the DAR operations.
Support.
Supported by trustee Jackson. The motion is for approval of the SMART contract for municipal credits in the amount of $46,331 and the community credits in the amount of $101,163 for SMART fiscal year 2027 to support DARE operations. Any other questions? Hearing none, let's have roll call on that.
Trustee Taylor?
Yes.
Clerk Sanders, yes. Trustee Reese?
Yes.
Trustee King?
Yes.
Treasurer Kavanaugh?
Yes.
Trustee Jackson?
Yes.
Supervisor McCray?
Yes, motion carries.
Thank you. And I just wanted to take a quick note too. I know we've discussed several times about the dial-a-ride funding, and Director Bonerick has mentioned this. I did want to thank Michelle Mancini earlier tonight. In her report, she has talked about being able to reallocate the funds that were for the COVID funding to dial-a-ride operations. Many communities weren't able to pivot that fast and were not able to get that funding. So hats off to Michelle Mancini. She moved on me. In her quick thinking, I mean, it was a pretty quick turnaround in order to, ensure that we captured that $300,000+. So, thank you again to that.
Very good. Thank you. Speaking of that, Director Mancini.
Hello again, Mr. Supervisor, Honorable Board. So tonight I come before you to ask for an appointment to the Beautification Commission. We recently had a vacancy last meeting. We accepted a resignation from longtime member Nick McCullough, which opened a vacancy for a member who's been attending the meetings regularly, Cheryl White, along with her husband Scott. They've been attending, and they actually reached out to me back a couple months ago in March, inquiring about joining. And, she has obviously proven her patience and willingness to serve on the board because she's waited all this time. She's also further determined that tonight by waiting as item number 12 on this meeting. So she is here. If you guys have any questions, I'd like to speak to her.
Totally.
Okay, very much.
Ms. White, you want to come up and say a few words, please?
Hi, thank you so much for hearing me tonight. I've lived in Detroit for 11 years at 5 and Telegraph, and then Redford for 18, so almost 30 years. My parents lived over on Kinloch. I love being part of Redford, and as my children have gotten older, I have a lot more free time on my hands. My job is a floral designer, so I'm very interested in beauty. I'm not sure if you know of this theory called the broken window theory. It suggests that visible signs of disorder and vandalism and trash can lead to an increase in crime. Well, I also believe that the inverse is true. I believe that you building beauty in a city can encourage residents to want to build beauty in their own city, to maintain their property. And I believe that that can lead to eventual, perceived, and actual increase in property values. That's a big reason why I want to join this committee. I think that when we build beauty, our neighbors see that, they want to be part of that, and we want to make Redford a more beautiful city.
Very good. Thank you. That's
here.
That's here, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So with that inspirational talk that we appreciate, what is the pleasure of the board?
To the chair,
Trustee Reese.
I move the appointment of Cheryl White to the Redford Township Beautification Commission, term expiring June 23rd, 2028.
Support.
Supported by Treasurer Kavanaugh. So the motion is for the appointment of Cheryl White to the Redford Township Beautification Commission, term expiring June 23rd, 2028. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Welcome. We look forward to it. So now we have announcements from the board.
Crickets.
Okay, all I can say is that we all should be very happy 5 Mile is paved. The stripes aren't all down, so be careful going through there. And your car will naturally move faster because there's no bumps to slow it down. I was told that we're going to have some paving beginning on Schoolcraft Service Drive between Beechdale and Telegraph. I'm not exactly sure when they start, but very, very soon the cones are out. I do want to take a moment to thank the festival committee, the police and fire department, and all the behind-the-scenes people that move everything around to make it all happen. I think this was a wonderful, wonderful festival. We haven't had any experience that other communities have had with problems. This is well organized. The festival committee, they start planning this, they're almost 10 to 12 months before it's kicked off. They do the tearing down, they do the setting up. So kudos to Mike and the festival committee and everybody else that's involved with it. Thank you, well done. Our residents appreciate that opportunity.
Bravo.
So seeing no other business come before the board, this meeting is adjourned.
Still light out.
So, break you, Ed.